Hi guys, it's me Megan, your favourite podcaster. Today I'm going to introduce you a book called The Blunders by David Walliams. So this is a book about a family called the Blunders, and it's about their adventures of trying to make money because they owed the bank their house after the father needed money, like borrowed money from the bank to try and sell his uni shoe, which is one of his inventions, but failed, and the factory closed and he owed his bank his house. So this book is filled with 9 short stories of what the Blunders have been through when they tried to make money to save their house. So the characters in the story are Bertie Blunder, and he is nearly gonna be king, but when I say nearly, I don't mean nearly. Like, he needs 5,200 and something people to fall down, and then he'll be king. I don't call that many, or nearly. He is also an inventor. He once invented the inflatable underpants for emergencies in the water or something. And in this book, they mentioned the uni shoe, that you need both feet in the shoe and hop around. And I can tell by his look and what he says that he is very, very daft. There's also Betsy Blunder. She is also as daft as her husband. She loves horses. She is never out of her riding outfit. And she always has a riding crop, 2 orange balls next to her head. Even though she's obsessed with horses, the one problem about her is she does not have a horse. There is also Pegasus. He is Betsy's imaginary horse, and you can't really see him, so even though she actually goes around saying, "Whoa," even though there's actually nothing but air next to her, under her, galloping around. There is Old Lady Blunder. She is Bertie Blunder's mother, and she is never seen without her blunderbuss. She even sleeps with it, and she always fires her blunderbuss. Like when they once needed to open a can, but then they could open it, so Old Lady Blunder shot it with her blunderbuss and it exploded and baked beans went everywhere. Blech. There's also Butler. He is really old. He is 99 years old. His name is a butler. His surname is Butler. His job is a butler. And look at the bright side. That is how the Blunders never forget his name, forget his job. Well, or both. He is kind of going strong, even though he's 99 years old. I could say strongish. There is also Brutus Blunder. He is filthy. I can tell from this picture right here. He is scruffy. He has mud all over his face, bits of soil, worms in his pockets, caterpillars stuck up his nose. He does really disgusting stuff like put worms in people's shoes and they're not looking. Put spiders in his sister's tutus and many other disgusting stuff you can think of. But the best thing he is at is making her big sister mad. He once smellared paint all over her. She must have been really mad. He also slammed a wardrobe in the piano, broke it in half. There is Bunny Blunder, which is Brutus's sister. She looks like a dream of a girl, but she is a nightmare. Really a nightmare. She said she is a world-class hula hooper, world-class piano player, world-class everything you can think of. But imagine that. She has done none of those things. She is the worst kid I have ever seen. She's just lying about her talents. Just not acceptable. Last of all, there is Cedric. Cedric is the family's pet ostrich. He has orange eyes and is really smart. He loves to peck bottoms, and whenever he sees a bare one, he just can't stop pecking. Like, I know what you're thinking. An ostrich is not a really sensible pet, but the Blunders are not sensible people. So these are most of our main characters in the story. So the setting of the story is Blunder Hall. It is a crooked house in a random English countryside. And apart from what I have, this drawing I have here, it is really crooked and old and mouldy. But, you know, this is what this family calls home. So the problem and the solution of this book is the Blunders owed the bank their house, but then the solution was that they ended up ruining it just to not give the man from the bank their house. But then afterwards, they will build it back. So I have two favourite parts I would like to share to you. The first one, it's called The Blunderwater Adventure. It is about how the Blunders heard a plinking sound, but it was actually an ostrich, which is their pet ostrich. And Brutus, which is the son, scared the ostrich, and the ostrich probably ran up the side of the house, and he tried to get back in, but his brain was too small, so he couldn't think a way to get down. And now he's stuck on the roof, plinking out a window, while the Blunders were in the house searching for a leaking tap or something, because they thought it was water. Afterwards, they searched everywhere, but then nobody found anything, and, well, they flooded the whole house because they were pulling up pipes and ripping bits off the sinks and toilets and stuff like that. Now everything's flooded, and the Blunders' butler are stuck at the very top of the risen water and floating in a bathtub. Well, apart from that, old lady Blunder got Cedric and hugged him like a person hugging a doggy, but a very big doggy. And Cedric had gestured to the Blunders to grab onto his legs because he was thinking that the Blunders could have a ride and Cedric can swim down to the very bottom and get out. And, well, that's what happened. They grabbed on and everybody was safe hanging onto a tree branch. There was also another part, which is my second favourite part. It's called The Missing Butler. In this story, some Norwegians visited Blunder Hall because they thought that these were queens and kings and princesses, etc., etc. These are what the roles of the people are. Princess Bunny, Prince Brutus, King Bertie, Queen Betsy, Old Lady Blunder, which is the former queen, and Butler the butler. The thing I like best about this story is how at the end of a chapter, Betsy curtsied at Bertie and she let out a bottom banger which made the biggest Norwegian faint. It was so hilarious. So the funniest bit, I think, was how they got a circus idea to make a circus and stole bloomers and to make a stadium. The Blunders got roles to what they did, like Bertie the noble juggler, or like Old Lady Blunder with her hippopotamus. He's called Gigi, which gave away why she smelled of hippo doobies before. I love that idea best because I love the idea of bloomers for a stadium. So hilarious and amusing. The messages I want to share is, at the end, Gigi the hippo ruined their whole house. Old Lady Blunder said, "I know what we Blunders will do. We will rebuild our beautiful home, brick by brick by brick, blunder to blunder." I love this message because it shows courage, and they lost everything, but they are still going. They don't think their life is ruined and don't fear it because they still have each other. And afterwards, Betsy said, "But we have nothing at all." And Bertie said something really good too. This is my message. "But dear, you are quite wrong, because we have everything, because we have each other." This message means a lot to me because I love my family. I feel lucky because I've got a family, and they feel lucky too because they have a family. Even though they have nothing left, they're still going, encouraging each other. They're still here. None of us are dead. This is our family. I love this book. I felt really emotional because they needed to give their house away and tried their best to get money. And I also feel a bit bad for the man from the bank because he didn't get the money that he gave to Bertie Blunder. No, he didn't get it back. He didn't get the amount of money he gave to Bertie Blunder back. For this rating, I'm going to give 9 out of 10, unfortunately. 4 because of extremely funny ideas and amusing. I love the Bloomers Stadium and the bottom banger idea about Betsy when she was curtsying. And I also love how the Blunders were all floating in this little bathtub on the top of this whole flooded house and heads to the ceiling. I loved the tension, and I loved all of those amusing other amusing tales too. 5 for how crazy they describe the people. For example, like Old Lady Blunder, she is short, stout and stubborn, and she is the mother of Bertie, but except that Bertie Blunder is tall and daft, which is very different because Old Lady Blunder is short and stout and Bertie Blunder is very tall, and well, that makes a big difference. And I like how crazy Mr. Walliams made it. It was hilarious too. I minus the 1 because I didn't get the idea at first, and the stories didn't always cling to each other like all other David Walliams books do. Usually they just put a chapter and then it just leads to another chapter which talks about like something that leads to the next chapter. But this one's different. It's like short stories of what the Blunders did to try and save the house. I've gotten used to these kind of things because I've been reading short stories as well. I get the idea now, so I hope I don't have to minus another point next time. So I hope to see you guys in my other podcasts. Make sure to check out all of our podcasts. Stay tuned, and I hope to see you in my other podcasts. Bye guys, see you next time.